Так, единственное, что я хочу вот это еще включить, потому что здесь намного светлее, чем
Да?
здесь.
Давай.
Но уже некуда.
Уже некуда?
Уже некуда, да. Я не уверена, что это сильно поможет, потому что там все равно разница есть. Ну, то есть там настолько солнечно. Не-не-не, дело не в этом, дело в этой разнице. Здесь даже два света направлены, а все равно...
Да, есть еще одна, там у Кати, по-моему, есть. Нет, наверное, тебе надо идти на мой компьютер.
Зачем?
Я не буду пока печатать, я проверяю текст. Так. Ну, не будем добавить. Да, потому что мне нужна зарядка будет еще.
Слушай, а у Дениса нету там переходника? Лень, нашла?
Я переводила еще месяц. Пока он закончится. 10 минут.
Ой. Знаешь, очень надо Глеба посмотреть, если мы можем Глеба. У нее есть все сертификаты, все она присылала, да? GCC. А в Кембридж, в арт-колледж, в Кэтс его. Пока он сказал, да. Не на Вильяне. Армии покрывали. Потому что это сказал, ты не ломаешь всю личную жизнь. Но, да, нет, не выбирай. Она не выбирает.
Yes? Susanna speaking. Yes, we did.
Да. Не надо.
Так, мы можем начинать?
Да?
Все готово, да.
And
We do have some of the safety on our website. you need to fill out the booking form for us.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And we will get in touch with you whatever
Little
day.
better. Yeah.
Only unfortunately there because this is the information which you can get from the educational establishment when you apply. We only facilitate the tests. So we don't set the tests your child needs to sit. Okay, so this information needs to be obtained from the school you're going to.
Окей.
Все, хорошо, мы тебя тогда оставляем. It also depends on which exams you will be sitting. So, for example, just one second. So, for example, it will be November 2nd and 3rd. There are 18 tests. Yes. 2nd and 5th of November.
Okay.
From there, yeah.
It's okay.
Second,
It's all right.
number 2,
So we'll just do it and be fine.
to 5th of November, number
Yeah,
5.
not good.
Yeah.
Потому что они забирают
Хорошо,
Okay.
It's exactly 2nd
What better?
and 5th of
So,
November.
you remember to look here.
I look at the camera, yeah.
Yeah.
will not
Always.
do it because it's can.
Yeah, I just have to look at the camera.
Yeah, you just think,
The
children
source
there.
date for the exam.
Yeah.
oh, their parents, money there.
Yeah. I almost just have to look at, yeah. Yeah, it's almost, yeah. Yeah. When do you want me to start?
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Может быть, такое?
And today is just today, when I say welcome, it's just
Just welcome.
just welcome.
Just try to say how it will be comfortable for you.
Sorry?
Say,
Just
hello,
say
my name is
hello.
Richard. I'm working.
Welcome to Sign Master.
My name is Richard Harvey, and it's a great pleasure.
Hot day in London. You could lighten up. Hot day in London.
So a bit of humor is okay.
The more the better. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The humor from the headmaster always welcome, and it wouldn't be accepted as a silliness. It's actually nice. And you English, you know how to joke, double meaning.
Now, I've got a great joke for the Queen, but I've got my jokes on number 2, so don't worry.
Okay, good.
I've got that.
And
But the key thing is look at the camera, yeah?
And now it's just a trial, sample. Let's try.
Just try.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not here. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Sign Mastery. My
In camera.
oh, camera. Sorry, I was looking at you there. You see, you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at the camera.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Sign Mastery. My name is Richard Harvey. It's very hot in London today, and I look forward to talking to you all.
And
Sorry, I
look
should
there.
be more there.
1, 2,
No, it's
3,
more because
5,
you're.
and
It's more
then
because you're there. I'm looking at you. If you go there, I won't look at you.
no, but it's easier for you. So you look there. You say, "I'm looking forward to tell you more." 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
right?
let's
And
do
then
that.
You could look at her.
Let's do that again. Yeah,
Okay. For you, it will be easier when we are here,
yeah.
or maybe we move.
Я отсяду, чтобы он-
When I'm looking at you, I tend to. I'm looking at you, and am I looking at the camera? Because
Okay.
that camera's.
Okay.
Now let's do it again.
So, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Sign Mastery. My name is Richard Harvey, and it's a great pleasure to talk to you today from a hot and sunny London. I was looking more into the camera then. Yeah, I may need to do a bit slower because of speaking, but okay.
Okay. Do you want me to be there or no?
No,
No.
definitely not.
No.
Yeah, because I think I got this dot. I got to look at the dot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
So, one time again, repeat it. Yes, and we will be next slide. Okay?
Yeah. I haven't.
Repeat
That was
myself?
for
Yeah.
that was just for fun. Okay.
And now is real.
Now it's just for real. So I can start whenever. Yeah.
It's good,
Yes.
but
No.
always ask about one time more for move video later.
Sorry,
One more time, you say the same slide and stop, and then you move to another slide. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
try, go, stop. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Sign Mastery. My name is Richard Harvey, and it's a great pleasure to talk to you today from a hot and sunny London. We are based in London, Victoria, in the heart of London. We are not far from Buckingham Palace, which, as you may know, Her Majesty the Queen lives here. But since COVID-19 in March, she has been largely based at Windsor Castle in Windsor, and she is now at Balmoral. But as soon as she gets back to London, Victoria and Buckingham Palace, which is near here, we will let you know. I have been a headmaster in a school which is a private school based in Scotland, and it was a leading independent UK school. We sent children to all the best schools in England, namely Eton, Winchester, Harrow, Wickham Abbey for girls, and Down House. And as a headmaster, I was fortunate to advise children about universities, in particular Oxford and Cambridge. The reason I know so much about the royal family is I was very privileged to live in Windsor Castle as a boy, and therefore it's a great pleasure to talk to you today about education. Today at Sign Mastery, we will be covering the following topics: agency, guardian, immigration specialists, our services, and our online course. You may be thinking, what is an agent and what is their responsibilities? Well, an agent is principally a person or a group who is involved with school and university placements for your child's. Their first responsibility is entry documents preparation. What is this? Well, basically, they'll complete all the administration for you in terms of personal information, in terms of passports, in terms of making sure they put together the school report and sending it to the school. And of course, you have to pay a registration fee. So it's a very straightforward task. Sometimes when you apply for a school, or indeed a university, but particularly schools, you may be required to visit the school, to meet the admissions team, to meet the headmaster or headmistress, and the agent will come with you on such visits. On such a visit, you may also have to do an assessment, although sometimes those assessments are online, and the agent is responsible in liaising with the school and organising such assessments for you. Once you receive your offer, the agent will be responsible for making sure you fill in all the relevant forms and indeed pay the deposit. So the agent is really an admin person. They're there to make sure you complete all the forms at the necessary times. How do you choose an agent? When do you need an agent? Well, the simple answer is once you decide to come to the UK, to a UK school or UK university, you need an agent straight away. And they are aware of all the various timeframes and deadlines, and sometimes that can be 2 months, or sometimes it can be even 2 years. But you need an agent straight away, the first thing you need. In terms of a location for an agent, because they're largely emailing a school or talking to a school, they can be absolutely anywhere in the world. Should they have an office? In our opinion, a good agent will have an office because they are a professional outfit responsible for your child. In terms of communicating with you during this placement and application process, a good agent will communicate with you because they should do a short list of 3 or 4 schools or universities. So they need to be in constant touch with you during this process about the shortlist. In terms of principles,
Stop. In terms of principles, but because you
I turn the page, I know.
So look at the camera and start. In terms of principles, look at the camera 1, 2, 3.
In terms of principles, what should an agent follow when choosing a school? Well, I think the first thing must be you must have a decent chance of success. There's no point in them choosing a school for you in which you won't get in. So I think there must be a high success rate. Secondly, pastoral. A pastoral principle. Will you as a student be happy there? The agent's got to make sure they think you'll be happy in this school, you'll thrive in this school, and you'll fulfill your potential in this school. And also, in terms of weekends, you will be living at the school. So in terms of principles, the agent has to make sure that you will be constantly busy in this school with lots of activities. And also, in terms of payment, this is a very serious issue because some agents will receive commission or money from the school that you choose, and they will not want a payment from you. And this has some disadvantages because it means they're not really solely interested in the school at all for you, for your child. They just want to receive the commission from the school. So they're not really interested in your child's education, of which you are paying in excess of £40,000 a year. So you have to ask yourself, who is paying for the agent? It's a very important principle. And again, in terms of recommendations, there are positives and negatives here. What might be right for someone you know, they've used the agent before, may not be right for you. And even if they have a large track record of getting children to schools and universities, they will only tell you the good things. You'll never know the bad things. So I think you have to be extremely careful with anything to do with recommendations.
Wait, Richard. Wait. We give you the tissue.
Я вижу только в одном месте.
Ну, я его не буду протирать, но я имею в виду водичку. Может, тебе, пожалуйста? Или вот это холодное, да? Oh, so good.
Тоже немножечко.
That's fine. I still haven't finished this one slide, by the way.
That's good.
I just haven't done out a little bit. I had my hair cut yesterday for this, by the way.
It look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
It's cold.
Here, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is great. Never had this before.
Because you're
I need
under
it too.
always the hottest day and we need all the lights for you. Gosh,
Okay,
you want some water?
just a little bit more, yeah, but it's okay. I'll only,
Go.
it's okay.
You're doing so.
Well, it's not easy, but it's okay.
You're doing really good.
I try and,
So nice, clear. А?
На камере это не видно будет.
Да ну, пусть подумаешь, что она не забыла.
Не, я имею в виду, что я могу просто платить.
I need to slow down between the slides to have a look
Yeah.
at the slide first, a little bit more.
Что он сказал?
Говорит, немножко должен... Ты, Cotton.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
Yes, you did. Да.
Yeah?
Что спрашивает?
Говорит, он немножко... медленнее и паузы делать.
Хорошо, я могу это спуститься.
Так, все, он начинает.
Страшно, правда.
In terms of what we can do, we go deeper than an agent and we go higher than an agent. We are not just about administration. We are about caring for your whole child to make sure they have the most fantastic 5 years education in the UK. We are in charge of every aspect of their education and we think about it much deeper. So in terms of an agency, my advice is to look at us very seriously. In terms of immigration, this is very important, not just for your child, but for you. And our advice is to have a long-term family strategy in terms of immigration. And immigration is not just about having a residence permit, which will not work. Generally, if you wish to apply for schools, and then of course universities, you will need to have a visa. And there are two types of visa that are commonly used. So there's a Tier 4 child and student visa, which is for children between 4 and 17, and that applies to what we call private schools, sometimes called independent schools. And for sixth form, for A-level study, there's a Tier 4 general student visa that applies for 16-year-olds.
Okay, stop. Let's do it again, because you're starting, you're getting to immigration, right? So you're saying immigration rules. Nowadays, it's extremely important to know immigration rules when you when you are thinking about academic strategy and your whole family strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Make that more clear.
More clear that they need, so no,
Okay.
just agents, not enough. You need someone who knows
fine.
the
Let me,
immigration.
okay.
Yeah?
Let me just make that more
So
clear.
immigration is fitting into the strategy of education, not other way around.
Into strategy of academics.
In the strategy of academics.
It's fine. Let's start again.
Okay. Wait. You look.
Let's follow you comfortably.
Okay, tell me when to start and I'll do it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Immigration is highly important. You cannot think of UK education without knowing immigration rules. Without this, your child, and indeed you, will not succeed. So in terms of immigration, you need to have a long-term strategy because this affects their education and indeed their career. A residence permit is simply not enough. In terms of schools, there are two main types of visa that you need to think about. There's a Tier 4 visa for a child between the ages of 4 and 17, and that applies to private schools only. And for sixth form study, generally, there's a Tier 4 general student visa.
Okay, when you talk about residence, you have to say that having a residence in European country or anywhere else doesn't mean that you have a passport. And a lot of, because when you say residency, it's could be understood that residency here, okay?
Residence permit in Europe.
Resident permit in any other country, it's not a passport.
In any country. Okay, just to make that clear.
Yeah, and your visa will be, immigration rules apply to the passport, not your residency permit in anywhere else. So a lot of people, they have a residence permit in Europe and they think, oh, I have residence in Spain, but they have Chinese passport. No, that doesn't affect English rules. You could have a residence wherever you want, but you're Chinese, you need an English visa. Okay, so residence permit in any other country besides of your own country doesn't mean that that you will have a different immigration rules applied to you. All immigration rules applied according to your passport, not residence permit. And it's one thing that is.
Yeah, it's just say it simply. It's just for me to say it simply.
Okay, yeah, summarize
Just
step by
a bit.
step.
You may have a residence. You know, you may have a residence permit in Europe, but do not think for 1 minute that that means you have an English visa or the rights of an English passport.
Or you have different rules applied to you according, for the English visa. Because they think, oh, I have a residence, I don't need visa.
Even if you have a residence permit in Europe, the rules,
Make no
immigration.
mistakes. Having a residence permit in any other country besides of your passport
Yeah,
doesn't mean that you have different rules applied to you
yeah.
for UK.
So having a residence permit having a residence permit outside of your passport doesn't mean doesn't mean that there's different rules.
Applied to you
Yeah.
in regards of getting a UK visa.
Doesn't mean there's different rules. You still have to follow. It doesn't mean there's different rules.
Put your heads together, yeah, because
Yeah.
when you say residence, it's applying like residence here, but it's not residence here.
Yeah. So having a residence permit, it just made me clear in my mind how to express it. Having a residence permit doesn't
Having a residence permit in anywhere,
any other country other than your passport doesn't mean the rules will.
be different for you to get the UK visa.
Doesn't mean the rules will be different for you to get UK visa.
But,
Okay.
say it in
Okay.
good English.
Remember, this is my weak area because I don't. You know what I mean? This is my weak area. It's
Yeah,
not natural.
yeah.
Okay. Doesn't having the residence permit in Europe doesn't mean the rules.
That's why here, important to note, child citizenship, not a residence permit. Passport, not a residence permit. If you have a residence permit in any other country, that's why child citizenship.
Is the key.
Citizenship mean passport, yes, it's the key. If you have a long-term residence permit in any other country, it doesn't allow you to use different rules when you're applying for UK visa. And
So let me just be really clear on this. So
Yeah.
having because I don't need to.
Mhm.
Just want to write the sheet here.
And then you don't
Having a residence permit. I just have to write it out myself.
Okay.
Having a residence permit having a residence permit in a country different from your passport.
Mhm.
Yeah, different from passport
Mhm.
does not mean
You can follow different rules
you can follow different rules.
when applying for UK visa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, simple as that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry, it's fine.
Um,
Okay.
You can skip tier 4, all this. You can skip our consultants and our immigration consultants. They will help you to identify what the modalities of tier 4 child, tier 4 general, right? And it has to go together with a strategy. Okay. Here you're saying
What
the
about-
past.
Yeah.
Don't talk too much about the different. You are a headmaster. You have your people who knows about this, and you just say yes. There is a child visa tier 4 child in general, and your consultant, your agent, better know the differences. Otherwise, your strategy will be wrong. If they don't know the difference, skip those agents. Okay. Here, passport holders of Malta, Cyprus, and Caribbean countries have a little bit different rules because they are passport holders, not residence permit. Okay.
Again, this is slightly a weak area for me, so I feel I'm just sort of muffling through it. Yeah. So I started the first bit, the academic bit was okay, wasn't it?
Yes, very good.
That's fine.
Yeah, very good. No, very, very good.
Okay. Different from your passport. Having a residence permit in a country different from your passport.
It's
Different having residence permit in
if you
a country.
have a residence permit in any other country,
They
that
come
is
different from your passport.
different from your passport.
Does not mean you can follow. Does not mean you can ignore rules when applying for the.
Yeah, that different rules will be applied to you when you are submitting your documents
Does not
for
mean.
UK visa.
Yeah. Does not mean that different rules apply to you. Yeah. Does not mean that different rules apply to you.
Only passport holders have slightly different.
Does not mean that different rules apply to you when.
You're applying for UK visa.
Okay. 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 Okay, I might do the tier 4 tier thing because it's in my mind a little bit,
Yeah,
but
okay,
but I might
Good,
just,
good, yeah.
yeah. The most important thing is sign mastery, know everything, and
Yeah.
I might do a little criticism about agency here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The one who doesn't know that rules, they will
Yeah,
screw your
lots of-
strategy.
yeah,
Your strategy will be short-lived.
Okay. I'll do that one again then.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Immigration is highly important. I would argue that it's actually more important than education, because if you get the immigration wrong, the education will go wrong. In terms of immigration, you have to make sure you understand the difference between passport and residency permit. Many people do have a residency permit in a country different from your passport, and many people think that they can have different rules when applying for a UK visa. This is entirely wrong. We at Sign Mastery are fortunate in having our in-house advisors on this, and they know all the differences and they can advise you accordingly. At a very basic level, there's a difference between Tier 4 child student visa and Tier 4 general student visa, and many agents do not know the difference between this, but of course we do. And when you apply for a school successfully, they will issue the relevant CAS, and we can advise you on that further. Of course, passports of Malta, Cyprus, Caribbean and Commonwealth countries have their own particular laws, and again, we can advise further about this. I did that the best we could because I struggled with that, to be honest. Sorry, I need to know which one I'm on. 9.
Я сказала, говорю, мы там новую информацию подали, он ее читает. Она сказала, что можно, если он в паузе будет смотреть на камеру. Он смотрел.
Смотрел. Good.
Fortunately, Sign Mastery, we're a member of the Immigration Law Practitioners Association. This helps us to keep up and to date with the latest changes, latest policy changes, and we can therefore advise you accordingly. Our team that are based in-house attend relevant courses and conferences every 3 months. So we are fully up to date with Tier 4, Tier 1 investor visa, Tier 2 general visa, startup visa, and innovator visa. We have an excellent team, and we can get this long-term strategy right. And in so doing, we can then get the right educational plan for you. Guardianship. You need to know the law. I changed.
Pause, yeah, you didn't pause. Okay, pause, look at this. 1, 2, 3.
Guardianship. You need to know the law because this affects your education. Every international student must have a guardian by British law. And that guardian must be over 25 years old and be permanently resident in the UK. And principally, the schools need to know your guardian. That is a legal requirement. The guardian is a first point of contact in any emergency situation. A guardian may well host your child during a school holiday or exit weekend. They don't have to. It's not a requirement. Essentially, the guardian is a formal role. It's a first point of contact on paper, but in reality, things may be different. You may ask, when do you need a guardian? Well, straight away. You cannot study or be at a school for one moment without a guardian, because they are your emergency contact and it's a legal process. Organisations like Ageas, they are recognised legal guardians, part of an organisation. There are disadvantages and advantages to this. Some guardians aren't registered with this organisation and some are, but it's all about the quality of the guardian. Some schools may have their own guardians and they may recommend them. This doesn't mean they're any good, because essentially a guardian is a name on a form. It's where you have a phone number, where you have an email. It doesn't mean you're any good at looking after children. It's just a legal requirement. Where should a guardian's location be? Should it be in Moscow, Washington, DC, Beijing, Shanghai, Paris, Canberra, Australia? Well, no. A guardian, to act in an emergency, has to be 90 minutes from the school, at the most, maybe even 60 minutes. Because if your child has a sports injury on a Wednesday afternoon and they go to hospital, it won't be the school that is taking them. It will be the guardian, who is fully legal responsible in so doing. And in terms of communication with a student, does a guardian really have to communicate with the students? Not really. They are just an emergency contact. But of course, an excellent company will go beyond guardianship, because an excellent company is about deep care for your child that's trying to fulfill their potential. Stop. The final bit, yeah. Just, do you want to do the final bit again or not? Shall I do the final bit again?
Go on. We will do it later. Go on.
I can do that final bit again if you want. Yeah.
But
Yeah, without the tapping.
No, it was okay.
Just don't tap.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to deal with the final bit now of Guardian. I haven't finished that bit off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to pretend. I was just.
You want to repeat?
I was just want to say something.
Yes. Okay. Look into the camera.
I'm just going to pause for a second. I just need to think.
Ну, Елена бы написала, он смотрит камеру, все хорошо. Единственное, руками побольше, но...
It's good when you move hands, but don't tap.
Yeah.
It's good when you
Yeah.
have movements. It's very, very good.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Your mimic, how
Yeah.
you
Okay.
say it's really
Okay.
good.
In terms of communication with a student, as I was saying, a guardian company will not, in my view and my experience, do this effectively. A company like Sign Mastery is involved with every aspect of your child's, their mental, their emotional well-being. They will pick up problems that they will have, and of course, all teenagers will have many problems. So in my view, it's very important that your child speaks to someone from an organisation like us who's bigger and better than a guardian, who really cares for the welfare of your child and their academic progress. And that's why I recommend somebody like us who goes beyond guardianship. Now, these are my weaker points because I haven't really looked at them. You remember these points from today? I thought I wasn't doing these, remember? Yeah. So this is a little bit weaker for
What
me.
Is it there?
It's the next one is Our services.
Our services. You just talk about consultation. Our services. We are supporting your child and your family from the minute you talk to us, and might as long as 10 years. Your strategy could change. The world could change, and we are there to guide you with a settlement, with anything, right?
Let me just have a little think.
Okay.
Yeah, concentration.
Давайте мы говорим не перебивать, а показывать, потому что мы были с вами поступили
Окей.
три, и получается, что вообще никакого нет паузы, никакой. Тихо.
Ты можешь сказать?
Ну, нормально, у него волна идет, и вас не отвлекать, мне кажется, он так само закончил 15 минут. Он хорошо говорит, Лена тоже поняла историю.
Класс.
На прямой связь.
Education is fundamentally about transforming lives. And to transform your life or your child's life, we have to be involved with everything. We have to have a long-term strategy. And our team, we have experts to deal with education, immigration, future career, and guardianship, all at a very deep level. And as soon as you contact us, we are involved in all those aspects, and we have an in-house team for all those aspects. We are solely interested in a long-term strategy for your child. It might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, it may even influence their future career. And we have to recognize that times change. Even COVID-19 has presented us with many challenges. So whilst we have a strategy, we are mindful that a strategy changes in terms of the needs, aspirations, ambitions of the family. Even a child's ideas themselves will change as the child grows and matures. In terms of a strategy, we have a step-by-step action plan that involves student and university placement, guardianship, academic monitoring and coaching at a very deep level, a private tuition service with experienced and enthusiastic teachers who are there to make a real difference to your child, and many other trainings too. I just don't like this algorithm. I feel I'm repeating it. Yeah, the algorithm. I feel I'm just repeating.
You could see here the typical algorithm of work with us, and your life. You could see the typical algorithm of working with us. One thing you have to know: we take in consideration family. We are a pyramid, which is involved family, school, science, who is your child, and us. So
it's family, science, school.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
family. Just get the phone in.
Yes.
Students,
and
parents,
you could even
school.
show.
It's fine. Students.
Yeah. Students, look, working together with parents, students, and school, science mastery creates a pyramid at the apex of which lies success. If you
it's fine. It's fine.
Leave it
it's fine.
to you here.
It's fine. I mean, I've got. I just have a little bit of that.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Maybe water.
It's fine. Okay. Not yet. Yeah. Okay.
I can do it if you're hot.
No, I'm okay. Okay, just tell me when you're ready. In front of you, you can see our working algorithm, which is very clear and straightforward. But underlying this is a pyramid. I may not be as old as Cleopatra, just in case you're confused, but a pyramid is essential to our thinking and modus operandi. A pyramid that involves you as the family, we at Sign Mastery, and crucially, the school. Do not underestimate the amount of contact we have with the school, face-to-face, emails, etc. We need to know everything that's happening with your child so we can advise and support them at our best. And fulfilling your child's potential is when we all work together through good and through bad for continued success and happiness. In terms of the consultation there, I did the pyramid thing.
Oh,
I did that. Did you hear that? No,
yeah.
Did a joke on Cleopatra, pyramid, Consultation is fairly, it's £350. Do I mention the price? What do I say about consultation?
No, we could see the.
They can see the slide.
150, right? So consultation, during the consultation.
Oh yeah, I
majority of
remember.
time,
Yeah. I've got to get the right sheet. Yeah, I understand.
We
I
demand-
understand.
Most importantly, we demand talking to the child. We are
Yeah,
not
it's fine.
agents. We
It's fine.
Yeah?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Consultation. You can see what's in front of you and what's involved with the consultation, and of course, the essential price. But what is really important about consultation is the word consulting. What does that mean? Who do we involve? Well, consulting means consulting with you as a family, knowing your needs, your ambitions, your aspirations, but crucially, consulting over this 2.5-hour period means consulting with your child, the child that we will be responsible for putting together a dynamic 5-year strategy. We need to have our own time with your child. We need to consult with them, find their strengths, their weaknesses, their interests, what they love, what they don't like, what they're like as people, what they want to evolve into. So we need to have that private time with your child because we are deeply serious about your child. We want to transform their life and we want to be competitive and compassionate for your child. So we need to know them and we need to have time with them and time with you.
Stop.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. I went on a bit, but it sounds genuine. Yeah?
Yes.
Consulting. That's what it
Yeah.
means. Yeah?
No, that's good.
Consulting means consult.
Там на фоне Белгравия махают.
Oh, then you got this school placement stuff. Yeah?
This is what involved in school placement, right? So if one of the services is school placement, don't stop there. School placement, the most important thing, but we will charge you. And in our service, will involve all the specialists. So when we place a child in a school, in our strategy will be involved the immigration advisor, the agent, the career advisor, and most likely a private tutor to prep you for a better school. So you will pay to us, but don't stop too much on the payment. So our interest will be because they're paying to us. Your child, your strategy, not someone's school.
Yeah, I mean, it says all this there, but the essential thing here,
that we involve in our office, all these specialists in the office on a daily basis, and we are talking to each other about your child. So your child would get not just one person, with one simple and maybe even not knowledge.
It's education, yeah, it's immigration, it's tutor, yeah.
And family strategies.
Anyone else? Career?
Career advisor, yeah. Career advisor, yeah.
Those are the 5, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
So you will have
Yeah.
all specialists during the application process. You
Okay.
will be presented few strategies to choose from, and you will choose the better one that fits you. It wouldn't be just so. It's not like we are applying only to one school in only one way, because we do know that everything is changes, right?
Okay. I mean,
We are flexible, but we determined to get the best.
yeah, more than one school.
More than one school, but we work with top schools, higher tier schools, and our aim is every of our child is having going to the top
For them.
academic
For
schools.
them.
For them, yes, not just for them.
The best school that they can possibly get into.
No,
No, what's the aim?
there will be in the top 250. Not maybe today, but we will prep them that A levels will be in Eton. Okay, not in Eton, but
Top two on top school. Top two.
top tier schools. So our aim, we are ambitious. We are ourselves ambitious, and our ambition is to place our students to the top tier schools and top
Okay.
6 top universities. Our aim is that our child is going to the top 6 universities. Whether it starts in a lower school, but have to end up in the top 6 universities in the UK. This is what our aim.
And the school placement, yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
we do place them in schools with a strategy that, okay, university have to be UCL, and we slowly build up. Maybe at the moment they could get only to Taunton.
Okay. Okay, I'll try this one. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll try it. One, then. Yeah, I just need to look
So
at it.
you just think about our aim, our own ambitions. And if you're ambitious as a client, same as us, we work together. If you're ambitious, if not, we are probably not good for you.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Take the
Just- Yeah.
towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of school placement, as I've mentioned before, we are competitive and compassionate for your child. So what we really want is for them to enter a good school, perhaps a top school, depending on their ability. But our strategy will mean that within time, they'll also enter a top 6 university or a top school for A-level. It's not simply about placing your child in a school. It's about placing your child in an excellent school and seeing that they reach a top university. And straight away, when we have your child, we have a wonderful team supporting them. We have educationalists. We have our in-house immigration. We have our tutor team who can prepare for essential assessments. We have our family strategists, and we have our careers. So really our aim is not just placing your child in school, placing them in an excellent school with great prospects for a top university where they're going to succeed and thrive.
Что происходит?
Повторить.
Не, нормально.
Нормально?
Да, не слишком сильно.
Okay, the final bit. Okay, the final bit. Okay.
Немножко, да, осталось следовать?
Sorry?
Следовать, да?
Last bit. Today, it's been a wonderful pleasure to talk to you. I hope my comments have helped you understand about agency, guardianship, crucially immigration. Remember, if you do not get the immigration right, the long-term strategy, the academics and the education will suffer. I've also mentioned some of our services, and I've just given you a small insight into those services. I hope what's come across is we deeply care about education. We are tremendously experienced in different areas, and we want your child to succeed. And if they fall down, which all children as teenagers will fall down at some point, we pick them up and we want them to reach the stars. And by that, we mean really achieve their full potential and become happy but talented human beings, and perhaps leaders who are going to shape the next generation. Of course, today there's many other aspects of what we do here at Sign Mastery, which our team will be able to speak to you about at other points in terms of tuition, psychologists, life coach, career coach, mentorship, etc. If you have any questions at any point, myself and my colleagues will be delighted in answering them at any point. Thank you ever so much for listening. It's been a very hot day in London, so forgive you if a little bit of sweat has poured from my face at times, but it's extremely hot here. And I think the Queen is happier in Scotland, because I understand in Scotland at the moment it's 20 degrees in Scotland at Balmoral, where she's staying at the moment. But when she's back, we will let you know. Thank you.
Very good.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Very
Was that okay? Because it's the first time, you know?
good.
A bit of humor, a bit of humor.
Very good. The
Okay.
humor even better.
Yeah?
Richard, here is my son.
Hi. Hi, sorry, I'm standing up. I'm just trying to stand up. I've got this thing around me. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, hi. Sorry. Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you know the Menace? Have you heard of Dennis the
Yes,
Menace?
that's why he's been
You,
named.
you know that? You know, yeah?
That's the story of his name.
That's amazing. So how long, you've been in England many years?
15,
15.
18.
That's great. And how old are you now, Dennis?
27.
27. You look younger.
Thanks.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, that you
The
know.
whole
you
life
get-
out of it. How are you?
yeah, I'm good. That's been good fun. I just talked a lot of rubbish, to be honest. Anyway,
Wow, that was really good.
It's to away. You know, it's been great fun.
Well, Dennis did it when the COVID just started. And
Sorry?
he did it on the camera fast.
Did
the
you?
changes
Oh,
for
you've done it.
A-level exams,
You've done
GCSE
it.
exams. Yeah, he's done
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Really, it's good to
Oh.
support. Oh no, it's cool down.
Some bits, obviously, the immigration's not my thing.
No, that was
Couldn't
good.
really talk about